Hello everyone and welcome to a new favourite things video. Autumn is here, my favourite season, and I thought I would share some of the things that I love to use throughout the autumn. I'll link everything in the video description box just down below, so make sure you check out the links there. I also wanted to say though that I've also created a Shop My page where I've shared many more favourite things as well. So if you want to find out more of the things that I've been loving lately, then do check that out. I'll link that too. And I'm looking forward to regularly updating that. I've also put sort of some of my perennial favourites there, as well as seasonal favourites, because people are always asking me where things are from or where particular things are from, even though I share them many times. Obviously, people who are new to my channel keep asking, so I thought it'd be really handy to just have everything that I love and that I use in one place. So I've created that. But let's dive in to some favourite things for this season. So you probably know how much I love the artist Elizabeth Harbour, and her ornaments are just some of my very, very favourite things. I don't go too wild with autumn decoration. I like to just add a few little simple touches that help me feel extra seasonal. And one way that I do that is I love to use Elizabeth Harbour's little wooden ornaments. This one will come out closer to Halloween, but I wanted to share it as I just think it's so adorable. And I love to put her ornaments either on the mantelpiece or on my desk or even on my table, just little places where I can see them and where they make me smile. On top of the bookcase is also a favourite of mine. So I love this witch for autumn. And then I also really like this country house. Let me get it the right way round. With the touches of autumn, you can see the changing colour of the leaves on the trees. So this is another favourite. And then I really, really love this one. She does some seasonal bouquets, and this is the autumn bouquet. This one is double-sided too, which is really nice. And I just think this is charming with the dahlias. It's just such a lovely bouquet. You can see I've got some of the same colours going on here in my flowers that were just delivered this morning. So yes, this is a big favourite of mine. I love this one. The witch is also double-sided too, which is nice. It's just this one that isn't, but the other two are, so that's really nice. So I love those just to add little touches of autumn around the place. And then of course I'm fond of candles this time of year. I mean, I love candles all the time, but I think in cozy season, that really is when you most want to light a candle and curl up in the evening with a good book. One of my favourites for autumn is Fig Door by Angela Flanders. I've just started to burn this one. And it's lovely. This is just a perfect sort of September into October scent. It's really beautiful and it makes me feel really cozy. And Angela Flanders is just a lovely perfume company, and her scents are always just brilliant. Really, really love them. Really high quality. If you want though something that's just more cheap and cheerful for a low budget, then I really like these candles by Marks and Spencer's. I just got a couple new ones. This one is Pumpkin Patch. And this is my favourite of the Marks ones. It's so nice actually. It's not too sickly sweet, which, you know, some of the autumn candles can just be kind of really sickly sort of sweet scented. This isn't. It's actually very nice. It's pumpkin, thyme and clove. I actually like this one a lot, and I know I'll be burning this one all through October, but this is a scent that can really go into November too. It's just really lovely and autumnal. And then I also like this one, not as much as Pumpkin Patch, but for a change, I like this one too. And this one is called Autumn Walk. I love the names of these candles. I think they're really lovely. This is Fig, Cinnamon and Cedar. It's nice. It's a bit sweeter. It's a bit more of a kind of common garden scent, I feel. But it still is very pleasant. It's one that I'll enjoy lighting, I know. And it's a little bit fresher. So I like that. It's got a little bit more of a wintry feel to it, but maybe it is meant to remind you of a sort of frosty walk. So I do like that because it's got just that, yeah, hint of frost, I guess, that hint of winter coming into it. But I do love pumpkin patch a lot as well. And then another little easy, simple touch that I like to make in the home is to use seasonal linens. And I really like using different types of table runners because you can keep either no tablecloth on your table, just a table runner down the middle, and that looks really nice. Or you can keep quite a neutral sort of coloured tablecloth like beige or something like that, and just change it up with different table runners. So I'm always looking out for nice ones. And this again is from Marks, really reasonably priced. And this is one I'm saving for October, which is here very, very soon. But this is what I'll be putting out in October. I love the pumpkins and just the autumnal colours of this one. So I was really pleased with this. I like the sort of chocolate brown background too. It's just lovely and very autumnal, this one. So I was really pleased with that. I wanted to share a few books as well that I'm enjoying. So this one is A Thing of Beauty, Falling into Autumn by Angela Harding. This is a lovely book to have on your coffee table, on your bedside table, sort of dip in and out of, with beautiful illustrations. I'm such a big fan of Angela Harding's artwork, so this one is very special and really atmospheric, just a lovely book to pick up, and I find it really inspiring to look at artwork. It inspires my own writing or my own photography sometimes, just getting a sense of mood from beautiful artwork like this. I just find it really inspiring. So I love this book and the way that it evokes autumn. So that's a real favourite of mine. And then when I did a book event at the Malton bookshop, Kemp's Books in Malton, which was so lovely and so wonderful to meet some of you there. Really, really lovely to meet viewers of my YouTube channel. And then the bookshop owner, Liz, very kindly gave me a little gift, and she gave me the new almanac by Leah Leendertz, which is the 2026 one. But I always get these every year, so it was really sweet of Liz to give this to me as a present, and I hadn't got it yet, so that was perfect. And I'm looking forward to having a look at this properly starting January. I think this almanac seems to have a theme of woodland and folklore and mythology related to woods and trees, so that's a really interesting theme for next year. So yes, looking forward to this. Before I share my next book, I wanted to tell you about my offer code for serious readers. I'm delighted to say that serious readers are very kindly sponsoring today's video. As you know, I'm a huge fan of their reading lights. I use my high definition floor light every day, so I'm really delighted to have an offer code to share with you. My offer code is Miranda, that's all capital letters Miranda, and if you use that offer code, you will get £150 off any of the high definition lights by serious readers. So that could be high definition floor lights like this one, or a high definition table light, and you will get £150 off any of those high definition lights, as well as free shipping within the UK. As you know, I am a huge reader. Reading is an enormous part of my life. It's part of my job as a writer and a booktuber, but it's also a huge pleasure for me, and I love to read for hours every evening. So having a really great reading light matters so much to me. I have terrible eyesight and I always want to avoid eye strain. So knowing that I'm reading with a good light and taking care of my eyes when I'm reading is very important to me. I read a lot of vintage books as well. like this one. And these types of vintage books often have very old and quite faded and small print. So again, having a fantastic reading light just makes a very big difference and a great improvement to my reading life. I love the Sirius lights because the high definition lights by Sirius readers feature something called daylight wavelength technology. And this essentially replicates the daylight spectrum as closely as technically possible. So when I'm reading with my Sirius light, I feel like I'm reading in a pool of natural light, or at least as close to natural light as you can get. And again, that really helps me to avoid eye strain. I also love that I can adjust the width of the beam of the light as well as the brightness levels, so I get just the right amount of light for me when I'm reading, which is perfect. As autumn has arrived and the evenings are starting to get longer and darker, I'm more than ever grateful to have a fantastic reading light in my life. And if you're looking for a really good reading light too, then do take advantage of my offer code. Again, that's Miranda, all capital letters, Miranda. And if you use that offer code, you will get £150 off any of the high definition lights, as well as free shipping within the UK. I'll put all of the information, including the relevant link and my offer code, in the video description box just down below, so be sure to check out all the information there. But now let's get back to my video. Another book that I've been loving so far this autumn is Hop, Step and Jump by Winifred Watson. I was very lucky to be sent an advance copy of this from Persephone Books. It's actually coming out in mid-October. I think October 16th is the official publication date. But I was so excited to get an advance copy of this because Winifred Watson wrote one of my very favourite Persephone books, one of their best known titles, which is Miss Pettigrew Lives for a Day. I know many of you love that book as well. It's been made into a film that was very popular, and it's one of Persephone's best-selling titles. It was actually my introduction to Persephone books because I first read that book when I was about 20 years old, and from that I discovered so many other wonderful Persephone titles. It's actually in celebration of 25 years since Persephone published Miss Pettigrew Lives for a Day that they're now bringing out Hop, Step and Jump, which was obviously another title by Winifred Watson. And I found this a fascinating read. It's very different from Miss Pettigrew. It's not as light and charming. It doesn't have that sort of Cinderella feel the way that Miss Pettigrew does. This explores some much darker themes than Miss Pettigrew. It looks at domestic violence and it looks at the realities of working class life in Britain in the 1930s. But it's really interesting and quite a radical book for its time because it also explores themes like female sexual desire, being a working woman, female independence. It's got a really charming heroine actually at the center of this book, a young woman called Jenny, and the way that she navigates her life, finding who the right man is in the end for her, but also her place in the world and the business that she starts. I reread High Wages not that long ago, which is a Dorothy Whipple title that Persephone Books published too, and that's all about a working class woman and a woman starting her own business. And it was quite interesting to then read this quite soon after having just read High Wages again, because it was just an interesting comparison. Both very different books, but they do both look at women who start their own businesses and the challenges that they face. So yeah, interesting to compare those two Persephone titles. But I really do recommend this one, and I love the end papers for this edition and the lovely bookmark as well. So yes, definitely one to try if you're also a fan of Persephone books. And then autumn is, of course, a perfect time for journaling, and I wanted to share this book, The Book of Alchemy by Suleika Jawad. It says a creative practice for an inspired life. Suleika has a great Substack, and she writes a lot about journaling, lots of different journaling prompts and things like that. And this is a collection of essays from lots of different writers on journaling, the creative process of journaling, how journaling helps them with their creativity and inspiration. And I've been enjoying dipping in and out of this book. It's a really interesting read, and I think will definitely inspire a bit of journaling. I know it does for me. So yeah, really enjoying this book. Love the cover too, with that beautiful sort of marbled paper. Really lovely. And then another book that just came out and that I've been excited about, and that I think will hopefully make a good sort of bit of a spooky read maybe for the autumn. That's Cursed Daughters by Ayinkin Braithwaite, and she's the author of My Sister the Serial Killer, which was a book I really enjoyed, and I've been looking forward to her next title. This is all about a family curse, so I think this will be a good read for October. I'm saving it for then and really looking forward to getting to it. So yes, this is on my October reading pile as well. And then I also wanted to share this lovely new edition of Nature Notes of an Edwardian Lady by Edith Holden, and it's been republished by Rizzoli. This is a sort of companion volume to, they did the original classic, The Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady, which I love. I mean, it's such a beautiful book. I know many of you love it too. And this is the companion volume. And I think Rizzoli have done a really gorgeous job of this one. This goes season by season through the year as well, with some beautiful quotes as well as Edith Holden's own little nature diary and nature notes going through the pages, and her fantastic illustrations. I really love her books because the illustrations are so gorgeous, but I love the mix of quotes as well as her own observations of the natural world around her. She was definitely an inspiration for my own book, the Country Commonplace book. So I do have the kind of original facsimile edition of her notebook, but when I saw this lovely new edition by Rizzoli, I knew that I wanted to add it to my shelves because it's just so stunning, the way that they've put it together. And I'm looking forward to reading all of the autumn sections in this book through the year. This is just a book I return to over and over again. Same with The Country Diary. They're both so beautiful, and I love these Rizzoli editions. I've also been enjoying curling up with some magazines lately. The Simple Things is one of my favourite magazines. This is their October issue, and I'm delighted to say that I have an article in this issue all about how to keep a commonplace book. So I was really thrilled to be able to write that for them. I, of course, wrote to my own The Country Commonplace book, but it was really nice to be able to write a little bit more about how to keep one, and if you're inspired to get started with a commonplace book, then I've shared a bit of information about that in here. So there's my article. I did the photographs for it as well, and it's really exciting to see the photographs in a magazine. So yes, but there's also lots of other fantastic articles in here, and I just always enjoy The Simple Things. I'm a subscriber to their magazine, so I'm looking forward to reading this one cover to cover. And then another huge favourite, of course, is the Slightly Foxed Journal. This is my favourite literary magazine. This is the latest autumn issue. Again, this is one I've just been enjoying curling up with a lot in the autumn evenings. So Slightly Foxed is just always a delight, always lots of interesting articles about various different books. It was fun to read an article about the Children of Green Know in this issue. I love that story so much. So yes, always enjoy Slightly Foxed. And then speaking of journaling and getting inspired by journaling in from Suleika's book, as well of course as my commonplace book practice. I was thrilled to get a little early birthday present from my mum, that she'd got a couple of these ladybird notebooks from Starsmead Bookbinding. These feature the vintage ladybird illustrations from What to Look For in Autumn, and they're really, really sweet. I've had some of these before, but they've filled up, so Mum has very kindly got me some new ones. And I just love these seasonal notebooks that Ursula does. These ones aren't lined, they're just blank, but that's nice for being able to keep them for whatever you want, essentially. So yeah, I was really thrilled to get these. I find them really handy just for jotting down notes and ideas all the time. They're a good size for that. So I love these autumn notebooks. And then another favourite of mine is my Kaweco Sport pen. People often ask me what the pens are that I feature in my photography, or just what pens I like to use when I'm writing my commonplace book or in my journals. And I love to use a fountain pen, and I really love the Kaweco Sport pens. They're really very reasonably priced. They come in different colours, and I like to get different colours to use through the seasons. This lovely burgundy colour I think is so nice for autumn. You do need to buy the little gold clip separately, and I do like to do that because I think it makes the pen look extra nice. But yes, just a really lovely light pen, and I get an extra fine nib because I like really thin nibs, but you can get a variety of nib sizes, which is really handy as well. And then I also wanted to share some perfumes that I love for the autumn. Scent is really important to me, and I love to vary what perfumes I use throughout the year. And I've been thinking a lot about my autumnal scents lately. One that, to be honest, I love to use all through the year. It's just a perpetual favourite of mine, and that's Josephine by Angela Flanders. I do love this scent. I think it's suitable for kind of any time of year, which is really handy. So for an everyday perfume, I love to use this one. It's got violets in it. It's just a really nice floral one, but it still is quite a good autumnal one because it's not too rosy based. So I really like to use this one. But if you love roses, and I do, then this one is such a lovely one for the autumn. It's Leather Rosa, and it's got more of a sort of woody note to it, as well as a sort of rosy floral one. And it's slightly smoky. It's lovely for the autumn. I really recommend this one. Next, I wanted to share some lovely autumnal jumpers with you. I've put quite a lot of my autumn clothes in my Shop My link, so you can find more there, including this lovely toast cardigan that I'm wearing and this apple dress. But I wanted to just show some of the cozy jumpers that I've been wearing a lot lately. I love this Marks & Spencer's cardigan. It's a bit oversized, but it's just a really sort of lovely cozy knit, and I love the gold buttons on it as well. So this is a real favorite, and it just goes with so much of my wardrobe. And then I always loved Laura Ashley, and I still really miss Laura Ashley, but next are doing some clothing in collaboration with Laura Ashley, and I found this lovely jumper. Again, I just really like the colours in this one, so autumnal with the sort of burnt orange, pinks, navy. These are just the sort of colours I love, and I really like a fair owl pattern on jumpers too. So this is just a very easy to wear one, and I really love the colours. So another favourite already for this time of year. And then a really gorgeous jumper is this one by Toast. This is so warm and snuggly. I love it. I also have it in the blue colorway, but this one is so nice for autumn and going into winter too. Again, I love the rusty pumpkin-y colour in this one as well, but with the sort of charcoal grey background. It's really practical too. So lovely, lovely and cozy. And it's been nice getting some new jumpers because I had a big wardrobe clear out back in the spring. So this autumn I've been needing to buy some more new clothes because I just got rid of a lot of really old clothes and had a real clear out. So it's been really fun to start to add some new clothes and jumpers and things like that to my wardrobe for the autumn. So I love this season of getting out all the cozy comfy knits, and these are some new ones that I've been really loving. And then the last few things I wanted to share are a couple of cookbooks as well as a coffee table book that I love. So Jamie Oliver's latest cookbook came out, Eat Yourself Healthy, and Mum and I are so enjoying this. We've tried at least 3, if not 4 of the recipes already. They're so good, really tasty, but also quite budget friendly, which is nice. Lots of sort of vegetarian, or you could easily make them vegetarian options. Lots of recipes with beans and grains, and just really great ideas in this one. So we've been really enjoying cooking from this, and I can see making many more of the recipes, and some will definitely become sort of weekday staples for us. So really enjoying this cookbook. And then a cookbook that's just lovely to read, to look at, as well as to cook from, is this new one from Amber Guinness, Winter in Tuscany. This is lovely for the autumn as well as the winter, and it's just a really stunning book. I love Italian food, so I love looking at the recipes in this one, but also the gorgeous photography is very special. This is just the kind of cookbook that you kind of want to have on your coffee table as well, because it's just so stunning. And I love reading the articles in here about the Italian way of life and places in Italy. This is a lovely little essay on Florence, and again, the photography is just so stunning. So perfect for doing a bit of armchair travel to enjoy this one. And then this is a coffee table book that is really beautiful. The Bible of British Taste by Ruth Gilding. Such a fascinating book. I only recently got it, so I haven't had a lot of time to look at it yet, but Mum has started reading it and is really loving it. And as it says, it's stories of home, people and place. So it's just filled with inspiration for home decor and design, but it's also got a lot of interesting interviews, little essays in here. I'm just really enjoying it, and it really is full of inspiration. So just such a fascinating book, really photography heavy as well. So there's just so much to pore over, really enjoy here. So absolutely loving this one. And if you're interested in British design, then I think this book is a must have. It's just so interesting. So really enjoying it. But anyway, those are all of my favourite things for autumn so far. I hope you've enjoyed this little selection. Remember to check out the video description box for all of the handy links, and let me know what you've been loving lately this autumn, because I'd really be interested to hear that. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.